Fly people, it is Sheila and I am back with another video, and this video is going to launch what I hope will be a series called She Talks, and it'll just be about having conversations about various topics um, that, you know, current events and so on. And today I actually want to talk a little bit about my natural hair journey. So I'll probably look down a little bit. I've got a couple of things I want to refer to, so excuse me for that. If you are new to my channel, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in and welcome to all my current subscribers. Thank you for returning and rocking with me. I really appreciate it. So the reason why I am talking about my natural hair journey, in my first video, I kind of told you that I wore my hair in brace and twists for, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years before I actually decided to wear my hair in its natural state. And I believe one of the reasons for that was because I did not feel comfortable wearing my natural hair. You know, back in the day, I mean, I'm in my 50s, closer to 60 actually than 50. And, you know, back in the day, we didn't call it natural hair. It was called nappy hair. And that was just something, even as I got older, I never felt comfortable with. Sometimes in between taking twists and braids out, I would try and wear it, and I'd wear it out, but I never felt comfortable. I never felt like it looked right on me, like it, you know, that I looked good wearing it. And a lot of that, I'm sure, is internal. But what really brought this on this week was a Facebook post. There is a YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Jerry Johnson. We call her Jerry J. And she has a Facebook group called My Natural Hair Life. You should check it out if you don't already know about it. And in that particular post, she asked a question about, when did you become comfortable, or when did you learn to love your natural hair? And I thought about that, and I said, you know, if I have to be honest, it didn't start happening until about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And that's when I think I really turned a corner and really started like loving my natural hair. I've been wearing my natural hair for not quite 2 years. It'll be 2 years probably in around April of this year. But, you know, didn't know what I was doing when I first started. So much trial and error, a lot of insecurities creeping in, and I just never really felt like I loved my hair. I saw where the tide was turning and it was getting better, but now I feel like I love my hair. I feel like I understand the versatility of my hair, the different things that I can do with my hair, or on those days when I don't feel like doing nothing. You know, I don't care about going out and it being twisted up. I don't always feel like I have to put a ball cap on it, although today I'm just kind of I just finished twisting it up, so I'm kind of letting the twisting cream and stuff kind of marinate in my hair today, and that's why I have the slap cap on. But 2 years ago, I definitely wouldn't have felt that way. I definitely would have been covering up my hair, putting something on it, because I just didn't feel, you know, comfortable. So it's so ironic that she asked that question, because I recently had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and he had mentioned how when he was wearing his hair in dreads back in the day, he didn't realize how his hair, how his emotions were so closely tied to his hair, because it brings out vulnerabilities and insecurities that you might not even realize that you had. And you know, we live in a nation, in a world, but especially in this country, and I say this all the time, you know, as far as I'm concerned, most things that affect Black people go back to slavery. And you know, we have been so conditioned into self-hate, into to disliking each other based on skin tone, based on hair texture, you know, the whole good hair versus bad hair thing. It's, you know, we've just really become conditioned. And I don't think you realize it until, you know, a question is posed to you, like the one that she posed in the Facebook post. So I really just sat down and thought about that, and then she put out a video, and in the video, um, it asked a question about, I don't remember the exact title, and I'm going to link it in the cards, but it talks about why is my hair ugly. And in the video, she discusses her own natural hair journey, and she talks about trying to cover up some things with shimmer and shine, you know, like, you know, wearing big hoop earrings or dressing up really cute or wearing makeup, which, you know, those are wonderful things to do, and that's not to throw shade on anybody who does those things, because we all like to accentuate our looks, most of us, you know. But if you're doing it, you have to kind of look at the reasons why you're doing it, because are there insecurities there? Is there a comfort level that's lacking? And you're doing it to kind of cover up something else. And that's kind of the point I think that she was getting at in the video. And I thought about that, and I think the fact that I wore my hair in twists and braids, you know, for so many years, covered up the fact that I didn't want to deal with my natural hair, because I knew I didn't want to get another relaxer. I was done with that, over it. And at one point I was like, well, if I have to wear twists and braids for the rest of my life, so be it, you know. And I've never been a wig person, not because I dislike wigs, I just have never tried them. And that might be something that I do in the future on this channel, because, you know, there's a lot of versatility in that. And I have friends that love to wear wigs. So it's just, it really made me think. And let me go back, let me pull this up. Because I remember responding to her in her video, and I said, I certainly understand what you mean by the shimmer and shine, and that, you know, and I mentioned in that post that it took me quite some time to fall in love with my natural hair, which is why I think my mantra for 2021 is all about stepping out of my comfort zone to help me deal with those pesky insecurities, because I think we pick up a lot of insecurities at a young age for various reasons, you know, and they worm their way into the spaces of your brain, and then you spend most of your life trying to get over them, trying to get past them, and you know, I figured one of my insecurities as I've gotten older is my hair, and I did not realize until my friend mentioned it in his text how much my emotions were tied to my hair, you know. And not just if you have a good hair day or a bad hair day, but it was like, okay, if I, you know, wear my hair like this, what are people gonna think? Do I look cute wearing my hair like this? Will people call me, you know, names? Will they say that I have nappy hair? I mean, because back in the day, remember when we used to talk about people and say, girl, you better get them kitchens, you know. And I think that these are valid concerns, because when you live in a nation where state legislatures have to pass laws so that women and men are not discriminated against at their workplace because of the state of their natural hair, then that really says something to us as a country and about who we are as a collective people. So if we're having these kind of conversations in 2019 and 2020 and 2021, then I don't think that it's so far out of the realm of possibility that people could still feel, you know, weird about wearing their hair in a natural state. I will say that I feel very good about where I see the state of natural hair going in terms of the many people that I see wearing their hair more naturally. And that is not to say that if you get your hair relaxed, or if you have them in dreads, or if you wear locks, or however you choose to wear your hair, that there is anything wrong with that. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. People wear their hair the way they, want to wear their hair, whatever makes them feel good about themselves. But I do feel a lot better about the state of natural hair because I've seen more things. I've seen more women in print ads wearing their natural hair. I've seen more men and women and men on television shows and in movies wearing their natural hair, and that is a good thing. And so it I remember it makes me think about a story that a coworker told me, and this was about 5 years ago maybe. And we were flying together, and we were just getting acquainted and talking a little bit about our backgrounds. And she mentioned that her daughter was a school teacher, and it just so happens that her daughter was teaching at my old elementary school in the south suburbs of Chicago. We moved out south when I was about 8 years old. And so I was very familiar with that school. And she had showed me pictures because they had an open house for a new computer and science lab that they had built in the school. And she was just talking about how wonderful it was and how excited the kids were and how excited her daughter was that they opened this lab. And she mentioned that, I asked her, I said, so how does your daughter like being a teacher? How does she like teaching at that school? Now, keep in mind, when I was at that school, many years ago, the school was populated, I would say about half and half. We had it was half white, half black, some Hispanics. Now I would venture to guess that the school is predominantly black. And she said the one thing her daughter mentioned to her that she thought was interesting was the fact that she had a lot of little girls in her classroom, and she had to start wearing her hair pinned up. And I said, pinned up? Why? And she said because the little girls would get distracted because they were so enamored of her hair. She said they would come up and they would like to rub their hands in her hair, and they would talk about how pretty her hair was. And I was blown away. Now, on a good day, you don't want nobody touching your hair. So I can only imagine how she felt. And then with all the other overtones or undertones based on that, because here she is, this white woman, long flowing, straight, beautiful hair, or, I'm assuming. And these little black girls coming up to her and, oh, your hair is so pretty, and can I touch it? And I don't know the state of these little girls' hair. But, if they were wearing their hair natural, or if they had, what we call it kitty perm, I don't know. But it really said something to me that, even now in the 2015, 16, that we are still chasing, some of us, that elusive standard of beauty, long flowing hair, long, beautiful, straight flowing hair, because we have been so conditioned that that's what the standard of beauty is. Now, hopefully that has changed some in the years since she, mentioned that story to me. But I just found it rather telling. And, again, not to throw shade on anybody if you want long, straight, flowing, beautiful hair. And I think it's still very popular because if it wasn't, beauty supply houses wouldn't carry as much, hair as they do. And I see plenty of people buying it and plenty of people using it. But I don't know. I just thought this was a good topic of discussion. And there are so many ways we can venture off into subtopics um, of this very thing. But I just wanted to come on here and kind of share my thoughts and talk a little bit about my own personal journey and how very happy I am that I did go natural, um, how much fun I'm having discovering the things that I can do with my hair, and how I'm just in love with my hair and I'm so happy about it. So I would love for you to give me some comments. Um, Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? How do you feel about your hair? If it's natural, if it's relaxed, if it's locked, you know, if you're doing dreads, however you wear your hair. What do you think about your hair? And what do you think about the state of natural hair um, as it relates to this country and how people view it? Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for rocking with me. And, just I am so enjoying this, and I appreciate you all taking this ride along with me. I'm just going to say to you to love on your family and your friends and continue to stay safe out there. We're going to get through this together. We are. And I will see you in the next upload.